Hello and very warm namaste to you all in the very special episode of Drisham Cover today. I'm Dipendra, the guest host for today's episode. I'll take you back to 47 years before when one traveler from Canada paid a visit to Pokhara, followed by Kathmandu. He came from Ladakh. It was a company who was carrying out the tour for the backpackers. He paid a visit last time in 2023 as well. He is none other than Harry Grunsky. Let's welcome him to the show. Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, it was almost 47 years before you first came to Pokhara.
Yes.
Can you just rewind us to that moment, like how you came to know about Pokhara, or how did you pay the visit to Pokhara?
I joined a tour company
Mm-hmm.
in Canada. I signed up,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a 3 month tour where we camped along the way and drove in a truck,
Mm-hmm.
and we came all the way across Asia, all the way to Pokhara was the first stop in Nepal,
Mm-hmm.
and we camped probably on the dam side near
Mm-hmm.
there,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks familiar. The park there with all
Okay.
the big trees and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and we stayed in our tents. And I remember we went and ate in a restaurant, an open-sided restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
and we went swimming in the lake.
Okay.
And it was magic with all the mountains and the snow peaks.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first impression of Nepal,
Okay. Okay. It was the month of December, you told, yeah?
beginning of December.
Beginning of the
Yeah.
December. You told swimming also.
Swimming in the lake, it
Yeah.
was beautiful.
Uh-huh.
After hot, sweaty India,
Uh-huh.
it was so refreshing
Go.
to be swimming.
The lake must be more clean at that time, I suppose.
Well, it looked clean to us, and we were swimming in it, and
Ah.
it was very nice.
Okay, so it was a part of your visit, almost the end of the tour. You told, yeah. I mean, from Pokhara to Kathmandu. Which places you paid visit, and what impression did Pokhara took on your mind as compared to the other places outside of Nepal?
Well, we just stayed a short time because we were delayed,
Mm-hmm.
and some people had to go to get an international flight to go home. Some
Mm-hmm.
wanted to go home for Christmas, whatever. So we didn't spend very much time here. I think
Okay.
2 days,
Mm-hmm.
and then off we went to Kathmandu.
Okay. What else you did? Like you saw the very snow-capped mountains, maybe more snow than these days because of the climate change. We do have very less snow. I mean, as compared to your visit
Yeah.
in December. December must be a cold season. And then, did you climb a little bit near to the mountains? No.
No, we just stayed by the water,
Mm-hmm.
camped,
Mm-hmm.
had a group dinner in some restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the next day we left. So it
Okay.
was very short. We didn't have time.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't go into the city at that time.
Okay, because of the lack of time. Did you pay the visit this time to the place where you were 47 years before? Like, do you remember that same
Well, we
place?
walked from our hotel
Uh-huh.
down around dam side,
Mm-hmm.
and then we went up to the Peace Pagoda.
Okay.
So, it was somewhere in that area, but I didn't recognize it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll come up to the your hiking activities later on. But
Yeah.
let me finish with the history. And you were in a big bus at that time. How many of
A
you were
truck,
there? A truck.
2 drivers,
Okay.
and 24
Truck
people.
means I couldn't get you like there were the seats.
Like a Bedford Army truck,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like an old British
Mm-hmm.
truck, and we would sit along each side,
Okay.
and we had our tents on the roof.
Uh-huh.
We had cooking stoves and things, so we cooked along the way.
Okay. Now I got it. Like there were not much that appropriate, suitable hotels and guest house in Pokhara. So you made sure that you have the tents and you
Yeah.
cook it. I mean, maybe the staffs of the trucks or the company cook it for you.
if we stayed in a big city, sometimes we stayed in a compound, like
Okay.
a hostel.
Mm-hmm.
But out in the countryside, we would just camp out in
Mm-hmm.
out beside the road.
Okay. It was 2 months tour, yeah, you told.
3.
3 months tour.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what you used to do in Canada back then, at that time?
I was manager of bars for a students' union at a university.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's a different. Yeah, and then after that, you with the same truck you paid a visit to Kathmandu.
Yes, we drove
Okay.
there.
Okay. Tell our audiences about your experience. 47 years before Kathmandu, December
Well, it was
1977.
a paved road.
Okay.
It was like really comfortable traveling through the
Mm-hmm.
mountains there,
Mm-hmm.
and there wasn't much traffic on the road.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And in those days, of course, no motorcycles.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, and it was like a smooth trip all the
Mm-hmm.
way. I don't know how long it took, but it was a beautiful trip
Okay.
through the mountains
Mm-hmm.
to Kathmandu.
Okay. Wow. That's nice. Not the beach road like this, yeah. It's a paved road. Well,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
two lanes.
2 lanes. Okay. Okay. How long you stayed in Kathmandu at that time?
I stayed there about 3 or 4 days,
Mm-hmm.
and then we went on a group tour.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Everest.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in those days, we didn't fly to Lukla. We
Mm-hmm.
went to Lamusangu, which is a city
Mm-hmm.
east,
Mm-hmm.
and from there we walked. So
Mm-hmm.
we walked all the way to, I went to Kalapatar, to the
Mm-hmm.
top,
Okay. Mm. Yeah.
which is beautiful. Hardly anybody, we passed anyone
Mm-hmm.
on the trek,
Mm-hmm.
except there were quite a few Tibetan refugees coming. They had been coming
Ah.
over the mountain
Okay.
passes, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we could tell that they were refugees because the UN was uh, accepting them, and because a lot of the people didn't have proper footwear, they
Okay.
had white running shoes. So
Okay.
all these Tibetan people coming were all passing us. They all had brand new
Okay.
white running shoes,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
there were hardly any truckers, like
At that
hardly
time.
any.
Is that because it was off season, or is that because very less number of tourists used to visit Kathmandu? What do you say?
Well, I think it was still new.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing was it was December, so it was like getting cold.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the trekking season was sort of over.
Okay.
And we trekked for 31 days.
Ah, okay.
Ended up flying back from Lukla.
Oh, you trekked for 31 days,
Yes.
almost a month.
Yes.
Wow.
And on the way back to Lukla, it did snow a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Okay.
a meter of snow. It was like really high.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And of course, Lukla then maybe had 4-seat planes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like mud runway.
Okay.
There was no pavement or
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah.
So now people write, oh, it's like really hard landing, all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It was,
The world's most adventurous airport, we
It
call it
is,
these
yeah.
days, the Luklas. Oh, which was the farthest or highest point of the travel in that 31 days?
Kalapatar,
Kalapatar.
yeah,
Okay.
which has at the top a perfect view of Everest
Wow.
and all the mountains around it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how were the people? Like nature was good, and the people. Let's talk about Pokhara's people, or moreover, the same Kathmandu's and Pokhara's people.
Yeah. Well, on the trek, we
Mhm.
got to go through very small villages all along the way. right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And there weren't all these big guest houses and that.
Mm-hmm.
People just maybe at the front of their house had a little store,
Mm-hmm.
but we stayed in tents outside.
Okay.
And
Mm.
it was more built up in Namche Bazaar. Right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
In Kathmandu, I stayed at Kathmandu Guest House, which was the first backpacker hotel in Tamil.
Okay.
So there were lots of places that trekkers and people who are traveling hung out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There were no discos or nightclubs.
Mm-hmm.
People spent the evening sitting in a tea house
Mm-hmm.
having
Okay.
cake or pie.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't even coffee then.
No.
That was new. And when I came back in 2023,
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised. at how good the coffee is
Coffee.
here.
We already developed a coffee culture, yeah?
But that was since the first time I was here.
Mm.
And of course, tea and coffee here is excellent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Nepalese tea and coffee, you like that these days?
And pie and the cake shops,
Cake shops, yeah,
excellent.
yeah. I heard that pie was very popular in 70s and 60s in Nepal. When you came also, pie was popular. Pie, like eating pie.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
they were called pie shops.
Pie shops, okay.
And somebody had introduced pie to Nepal
Mhm,
because they were apple, lemon,
mhm,
meringue,
mhm.
and they were always really huge, like really big slices
Okay.
for young people, big appetites. So of
Uh-huh.
course we would come back from trekking and we were very hungry after eating very plain food.
Okay.
Like trekking food was very basic.
Basic things.
So when we got back, we treated ourselves
Yeah.
to
Jump on the food.
yeah. And now they don't have pie shops, but what they have is cake shops.
Cake shops,
Yeah.
okay. You must be in contact with the friends who paid a visit to Pokhara and Kathmandu at that time.
Yes.
What they tell? I mean, have they visited again to Nepal, or they are planning to, or they haven't?
Very few have.
Okay.
But I was on on a Facebook page. It was travelers, right?
Uh-huh.
And some of them had experiences that I did,
Mm-hmm.
and other of them, I think all they did was smoke marijuana and get stoned when they were here.
Okay.
So they were just that. But for me, we didn't hang out with the hippies.
Mm-hmm.
We were the backpackers.
Okay.
So we were a little, we had a shower every day,
Okay.
and we ate meat and
Mhm.
stuff. But it was very nice to meet people from all over the world.
Yeah.
Lots of cheap hotels where
Mhm.
people stayed,
Mm-hmm.
etc. And also the city, like Kathmandu, had no motorcycles. It had cars, but they were mostly government cars,
Mhm.
foreign or your national.
Okay.
And people had rickshaws. That's how you got around town.
Mm-hmm.
Or you rent a one-speed bike.
A one-speed bike. Okay.
Now going out to the international airport
Mhm.
was like traveling out in the countryside.
Oh yeah. Okay.
There were rice paddies all the way.
Yeah, yeah.
So it wasn't dangerous
Mhm.
riding a bicycle.
Mhm.
Now in Kathmandu, I wouldn't ride a bicycle.
Okay. Because it's more crowded these days.
Yeah.
Maybe you used to have some cows and buffaloes on the road in 1977.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And dogs.
Yeah, dogs. Yeah. Yeah.
Lots
a
of
lot.
dogs around.
Yeah. A lot. Okay. So that was your experience in 1977. And a year back, you again came in 2023. And you went to a small trek also, I guess.
Yeah, I
Okay.
went to Poon Hill.
Pone
Trek.
Hill trek, you went. What differences, major differences you found in that Kalapatra trek, Everest trek, and then this Pune Hill trek? What was the basic difference you found?
Well, I was shocked that the infrastructure was so good.
Okay.
Like the restaurants or guest houses. I mean, one guest house had electric blankets. I
Okay.
mean,
Yeah.
Wi-Fi, right?
Okay.
There we were on the internet,
Mhm.
way up, right?
Mm-hmm.
We even saw Nepal beat Scotland in a historic match
Okay.
in
Is that
cricket.
Okay.
So there we were watching it.
Okay.
So it
The
was,
live match.
Yeah.
Live match. Okay.
So it was the infrastructure is really improved.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that infrastructure. What about the food tourism, like food culture? Like as you told, there were very less foods, but these days they have more varieties of foods also. Yeah. Yeah.
Like lots of different food,
Mm-hmm.
and you could get really good coffee and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, right?
Okay.
Cold pop,
Okay. Okay.
but it's the infrastructure here is so much better now,
Yeah.
and the food variety, right?
Yes, exactly, exactly. And but basically, Pokhara welcomed you in 1977, a small town with very less people, clean water of the lake, and more ice, more snow on the mountains and all over. But there must be vast difference between then and now. What differences you found in Pokhara?
Well, I came here in 2020. Was the
Okay,
first time I
2022.
came back.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
What have I seen different? Well, I just see that it's so much bigger.
Bigger. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And me and my guide,
Mm-hmm.
Vishnu, we've been doing lots of walking.
Yeah, you
I
did.
like walking.
Yeah,
So we've been walking all over,
all over.
right? And
Yes.
then
Okay.
taking a taxi here or
Mm-hmm.
there
Mm-hmm.
occasionally.
Yeah.
But it's been really good being able to walk around.
Walk.
Yeah.
So it's still Pokhara is more charming and then attracting, you believe, as
Uh,
compared to 1977.
Well,
Pokhara hasn't lost its beauty
I don't really know Pokhara in 1977 because we
because
just
just
stayed
for two
by the
days.
lake.
Two
Yeah.
days. Okay.
But I think now, I mean, there's so many hotels
Ah, yes.
and very good quality.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what's really improved, right?
Tell us how was the restaurant where you did a dinner at in the night of 1977
Yeah.
December? How
Well,
was
it
that?
was like a thatched roof,
Okay.
open sides,
Mm-hmm.
with tables.
Okay.
And I think a lot of the trucks that were going overland,
Mm-hmm.
I think they stopped there
Mm-hmm.
because they could park and you could go for a swim, etc.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that was the visit on 1977.
Yes,
Now let's move on to current. You
yes,
paid a visit to White Stupa, Vishnu,
yes,
and you did the hiking over there.
yes.
How was the experience walking there?
It was great because most of it was in the forest.
Yeah. Do you recommend other tourists coming
Yeah.
to go with that hike?
Well, lots of people drive up there, right?
Oh yeah.
But if you can, I think the walk is really nice. You get to go through some of the farms and see people.
Mhm.
There's a water,
Mhm.
people getting fresh water.
Mhm.
They were lined up 2 or 3 hours
Okay.
apparently. So you get to see animals,
Mhm.
etc.
Yes.
People collecting firewood, people collecting uh, food for their animals.
Mhm.
So you see more of the working.
Okay. Like your the agriculture you can
Yeah,
see. Yeah, the culture of agriculture doing stuff of
yeah.
things. Okay. And you climbed up. Was the view clear on that day?
Yeah, it was pretty clear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And a peace of mind came in your mind when you climb up in the stupa.
Sometimes it's not the destination, it's the trip in life.
Yes. Yes.
So for me, walking in the mountains,
Mhm.
through the forest, seeing people, was more important than the stupa.
Yes. Yes. So what you believe is we should not focus on the destination. We should explore the way to the destination. We should
Yeah,
enjoy the way to
yeah.
yeah. And stupa is one of its kind. You tell.
And I think if people have too short of a vacation,
Mm-hmm.
they don't enjoy the trip there.
Mm-hmm.
Just racing from one thing to the
Mm-hmm.
next.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And after that, which way you came back?
Well, we came down the steep way to the lake
Late.
and got a boat ride across.
How was the experience that?
Well, it was very nice.
Nice.
It was
Okay.
nice being on the lake.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, dear audiences, let me remind you, we are talking to Harry Grunsky, a Canadian and who paid a visit in Nepal for the first time back in 1977 December, some 47 years before. And we are talking on Old Pokhara, Old Nepal, and current Pokhara and current Nepal. So let's continue our talk. After that, you paid a visit to Sarankot also. How did you went there?
Well, we walked. We're staying quite far south
Mm-hmm.
in the city, and we walked all the way up there
Mm-hmm.
to the cable car.
Okay.
Took the cable car up, and then we
Mhm.
went up to the hotel.
Okay.
Beautiful, big, Japanese-built hotel.
Okay.
And we sat out on the veranda, and it was
Mm-hmm.
just really spectacular. The
Nice.
mountains were
The
clear.
mountains were
Yeah,
clear on that day.
yeah.
Okay.
And then we took it, came down again.
Mm-hmm. Were you expecting cable car in Pokhara? Like
Last time I had read online about a cable
cable
car,
car?
which I didn't know about.
Mm-hmm.
So last time when I was here, I took the cable car up,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it's like really beautiful.
Nice. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Like the scenes it provides, the
yeah,
Annapurna cable car is
yeah,
really you also recommend that. Like we are sharing this experience so that our dear audiences, if they prefer, then they can go in this trip. That's why we are sharing these experiences. Okay.
yeah. It was not many people,
Mm-hmm.
but I think people should do it. It's a great experience.
Yeah. Walking.
Beautiful scenery going up and down.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And after that, you had a cultural program show also back there in Bungran restaurant. Yeah, one of the oldest and most popular restaurant. So, how was your experience? Like, which cultures you watched and what do you remember? Like, the performances.
Oh
How
well,
do you like that?
there was like live music
Mm-hmm.
and dancers,
Okay.
but they didn't explain anything about.
Oh, so.
So
Mm-hmm.
it was just watching
Mm-hmm.
the program. There was no uh, announcements or anything.
Okay.
So we just had something to eat and enjoyed watching.
Okay. So, but just worth watching. It
Yeah.
was worth watching.
Hmm.
Okay. And many of the tourists, so those who come to Pokhara, they pay visit to International Mountain Museum. I mean,
Yes.
especially if they don't have more time to go up in the mountains, or if they have also, they make sure that they go there. So in order to explore the mountain culture, the history of the mountain expedition in Nepal, and then paying tribute to the mountaineers. Share your experience visiting International Mountain Museum.
Well, it's huge.
Yeah.
So there's lots to see.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you walk around and you see everything about the history,
Mm-hmm.
about some of the equipment
Mm-hmm.
famous
Mm-hmm.
climbers used,
Mm-hmm.
stories,
Okay.
a lot of about different countries, their
Mm-hmm.
climbers,
Mm-hmm.
about the flowers,
Okay.
and about climate,
Mm-hmm.
etc. So there's lots. And then at the end, we saw a short film about
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So were there some Canadians, mountaineers, some sort of things also over there? You noticed there?
Well, I didn't notice any Canadians, but I know Canadians have
Uh-huh.
climbed
Climb.
Everest.
Everest, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
But Everest just seems to be the big goal, but there's so many other places to climb and
Yes.
to trek.
To trek and explore. Yeah. Yeah. After that, you went to Tibetan village.
Yes.
Yeah. Which village you went? Like, is that nearby?
It's south. It's south of Dam Side.
Dam side. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where it
The name
was,
of the place.
but people were selling things. I bought a small rug,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a few religious.
Mm-hmm. Ceremonies there.
Yeah, so it was nice to see. What I was surprised about is people had told me about how poor
Mm-hmm.
these places were, but I think they're getting lots of international aid.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So the housing and the schools and everything seem very modern.
Okay. We're fine enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think people around the world are donating money to
Mhm.
improve. 'Cause
Okay.
friends had told me years ago they had gone and people were really, really poor.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I don't know how many people are coming from Tibet anymore.
Okay. Okay. Still
I don't
doubt.
know.
Okay. And after that, you paid a visit to Helping Hands. I mean,
Yes.
in this very short span of time,
Yeah.
you have paid visit to very lots. Obviously, there were differently able people working there,
Yes.
and maybe you must have talked with the people there.
Well, we had a tour guide who talked to us about what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And lots of people like blind or mentally challenged.
Mm-hmm.
They also had groups of women knitting,
Mm-hmm.
and these are women that single mothers that need support.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they have a store
Mm-hmm.
where they sell stuff. Unfortunately, they didn't have anything for men. It's all
Okay.
for women, which is something maybe they should think about because
Okay. And you
I would have
suggested
bought
them?
something, but
Oh, you suggested them to make some for men also.
I didn't mention that. But
Okay.
I went in the
Maybe
shop.
after listening to this,
Yeah,
yeah, they will definitely
yeah,
make for men also.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay. And this time you paid a visit to Begnas Lake also. As you know, Pokhara city is the city of lakes. We do have 8 lakes,
Hmm.
including the biggest Feva Lake in this region, and all other are across the Siti River. Those are the 7 lakes. And among those 7 lakes, the biggest one is Begnas, right after Feva Lake. How was the experience there?
Well, getting there was difficult.
Okay.
But once we got there, it was so quiet.
Mm-hmm.
We were sort of staying in almost like open air tents looking out
Okay.
over.
Mm-hmm.
We had fish,
Mm-hmm.
and it was delicious.
Okay.
Momos,
Mm-hmm.
potato chips.
Okay.
It was really, really nice food.
Okay.
There were not many people there, but we were down by the water. It was a very, very nice
Mm-hmm.
afternoon.
Okay. So it was a quite different experience than Feva Lake, the Begnas
Yes.
Lake. Yeah.
Well, I think the water there is cleaner, so they could
Yeah.
fish.
More cleaner. Yeah.
So the fish was delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay. So you recommend for fish there.
for a day excursion, it would be a
Mm-hmm.
great place to go.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Nepali people are also known for bravery. Yeah. Once they joined the British Army and then even Indian armies, they are continuously recruiting Nepali youths over there, whether that's for peacekeeping force in United Nations or for the bravery during the world wars, and to remember all those braveries and all those awards and all those departed souls, they have made a museum. You paid visit on that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was interesting to show how many places that they've been deployed,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a reputation of fierceness. So apparently, the enemy doesn't
Yeah,
runs away.
exactly.
One thing that I thought was missing
Mm-hmm.
is that nowhere did they mention Joanna Lumley, which is a famous British actress.
Okay.
And she, in Britain, has been fighting for years and actually won,
Mm-hmm.
so that uh, veterans could actually go live in Britain
Mm-hmm.
and receive a pension
Oh,
because
okay.
the pension
Mhm.
difference was so great.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And she won a big court case.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw her when she came here. She
Mm-hmm.
was like a rock star. So many people came
Oh,
out to see her. But
okay.
it wasn't mentioned in the museum.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe I missed it.
When was the time when she joined the army and then became the service
Well,
giving one?
her father was in the military, British.
Okay.
She was actually born, like she's almost 80. She was born in northern India. What do you call it?
Mm-hmm.
What's the northern India that's between Pakistan and India are fighting over? Kashmir.
Yeah, Kashmir.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So she knows this part of the world,
Ah,
right?
okay.
And I don't know. It would have been in the 80s or 90s.
Mm-hmm. Okay. At that time, yeah.
Yeah.
And did you mention to the museum people about this? No. Okay, I'll provide a copy of this so
Yeah.
that they will be aware, and maybe who knows, in your next visit they will be having
Yeah.
a section of that what you told just
Yeah.
about that lady. Okay, and you paid a visit to Old Town.
Yes, we just walked through.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it was about. There wasn't many things open,
Mm-hmm.
but there was the architecture was interesting.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Lots of old buildings,
Mm-hmm.
old designs. That's another thing about coming to Nepal. If you like architecture, there's a wide variety of architecture, and even the new hotels
Okay.
have people really put a lot of thought in to
Mm-hmm.
the design
Mm-hmm.
and.
Okay.
Like the brickwork, even the fences, like the amount of stone and brick work
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
is really interesting to see.
Interesting one.
And my friends at home that work in construction or that, they always like those photos.
Okay, yeah. And small places in Pokhara play a very significant role to attract tourists, like as per their interests. Like
Yes.
some come for food tourism, some come for travel or mountaineering or trekking or some business or something like that.
Yeah.
There is a place called Pame, which is more popular for fish. And you pay the visit all the way through lake and where you went up to the source of the lake near the river Pame. What did you did there after reaching Pame, after walking through the lake?
Oh, well, it was kind of level, right? It
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
up and down.
yeah,
But it
level
started
there.
out where it was quite touristy,
Mm-hmm.
really nice tourist spots back. But then it kind of went into more rural
Mm-hmm.
people farming,
Mm-hmm.
fields and stuff. So that it was a very nice walk. And then we took the bus back.
Okay. So finally today, you had an opportunity to witness the event of declaring Pokhara as a tourism capital.
Yes.
How was the experience? I was looking at those parrots, and then what things
I
came in your
think
mind?
it's all great
Mm-hmm.
just to say it's going to be the tourist capital.
Mm-hmm.
But the people in Kathmandu
Mm-hmm.
now have to listen
Mm-hmm.
to people here
Mm-hmm.
how to make improvements and do it.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So people here have lots of ideas.
Yes,
But,
creativity.
yeah. But Kathmandu, they have to listen and
Okay.
contribute to make it. The airport,
Mm-hmm.
the border with India,
Mm-hmm.
issues around pollution,
Pollution.
you
Okay.
know, fixing infrastructure, the roads, etc.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to do it,
Yes.
but they got to provide that infrastructure so that people want to come here
Mm-hmm.
and not stay for a day or two,
Mm-hmm.
but stay for a week or two.
Yes. Okay. I will almost at the end. Like just two more questions. Why tourists visit Pokhara?
Well, it's very beautiful. It's a combination of the snowy mountains.
Mm-hmm.
The mountains around the city
Mm-hmm.
have not all been logged, so
Mm-hmm.
it's nice and green,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. The lake is beautiful. People like going out on the boats.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then it's lots of places to eat and sleep,
Mm-hmm. That's good.
and lots of places to shop.
Yes. Okay. So it's worth visiting.
A lot of places selling the same,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I don't know how they make a living. But, local made products.
Mm-hmm. And finally, tell us what one or two to three, like things which we need to improve in tourism sector, well, relating to trekking or accommodation or accessibility to the roads or air transport or entertainment whatsoever. Just share us two three those very important elements.
Well, I've been telling my friends they should open up a Nepali chocolate company
Okay.
because you have all the ingredients here.
Yes.
And I see Kit Kat, Kit Kat, Kit Kat.
Mm-hmm.
That's not Nepali. There should be a chocolate
Mm-hmm.
factory
Okay.
here
Mm-hmm.
that makes all kinds of fresh chocolate so that
Mhm.
tourists, when they go to the airport on the way home, they buy a bunch of chocolates to
Okay.
take home,
Mm-hmm.
or they go and
Yeah.
eat chocolate while they're here. I think there's lots of economic opportunities
Mm-hmm.
to do
Okay.
these things, and maybe there needs to be some money to
Mhm.
promote different,
Mm-hmm.
not more cafes, not more trekking companies, more, pizza companies.
Yeah.
Like you have to find new ideas, right?
Yes. Okay.
And the other thing is, I think a foreign aid project,
Mm-hmm.
electric motorcycles.
Motorcycles. Okay.
Build an electric motorcycle plant
Mm-hmm.
and get rid of the gasoline
Yes.
because you have to import gasoline.
Mm-hmm.
You need the initial infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
But I think electric motorcycles
Yeah.
would make a big difference to the environment.
Yes. Maybe it will be another contribution for climate change also. Yeah. Yeah. To
Exactly.
battle with the climate
Yeah.
change. Yeah.
And I'm
So
surprised there's no tuk-tuks.
yeah. Yeah. In Pokhara, yeah, at
Yeah,
least.
I'm surprised, right?
Yeah.
You know, in Kathmandu, there's electric
Yes.
tuk-tuks now.
Yes. Yes.
And you have lots of electricity to pull.
Yeah. We do. We do. Yeah, we should build that one. Okay, finally, at the end of your Pokhara tour, we are able to discuss and recall your visit 47 years back, and then
Yes.
we talked on your recent visit also and did some comparison. In spite of your busy schedule, you made yourself to come to our studio and shared your experiences. Thank you for your views and time to Drishyam Cover.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay, dear listeners, he was Harry Grunsky, a Canadian traveler. As I told you, he paid a visit to Pokhara back in 1977, some 47 years before. And we talked on Old Pokhara and New Pokhara. Thank you all for watching us, and thank you, Vishnu, for coordinating all this, and more thanks to the technician Sandeep as well. And thank you, Drishyam Cover, for having me as a guest host. I'll be seeing you with another guest as a guest host in the upcoming episode. Till then, it's me, Dipendra Pahari, saying goodbye. Namaste.